Ty, thank you so much for spending some time with me today. Congratulations on the film.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
So, I want to know what is your reaction? What is your take on a lot of people, critics and audiences alike, calling your film elevated horror?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a term that's been thrown around quite a bit. At least it's fresh. It's not slow burn. But I don't know. I don't know what I think that means. I think it means different things to different people. But if people are like, if they call it that and they're happy about it, that's cool. But I think in many ways, elevated horror is just basically, I think it's code for saying a movie that still kind of takes itself seriously,
Mm.
and even though X is sort of a romp of a movie, the filmmaking of X, I think the craft is taken pretty seriously.
Yeah, it's an interesting term because I don't feel like anyone necessarily is trying to make something that, I mean, I guess sometimes they're trying to make something that's a little supposedly a little bit smarter or better than anything else. But in your case, I just felt like you're trying to make a good movie, something that you were passionate about.
Yeah, I mean that's accurate. I was, it's like the joke I always have is that RJ, the character in the movie who's making the farmer's daughter, okay, the farmer's daughter porn that he's making can probably only be so good, but he's still aiming for that. It's like he's aiming for the ceiling, even if the ceiling is low. And so when we go out to make a movie, any movie, like you're trying to make the best version of this movie that you can make. So, that's the way I always approach everything, whatever the movie is.
Really curious. A24 is building quite the reputation of a great horror films, and X now is in line with that, and probably Pearl coming up soon. What was your reaction to them working with you on a film like this? Because there's a lot of risk, especially with trying to with the commentary you're making on it between horror and porn.
Well, they were the first people I went to, and that was it. So we had always talked about making a movie for years, and just sooner or later, the right project will come around. And I had taken a break from making horror movies, and then I had this idea, and I sent it to them, and they were just like, "We want to do it." And it was a very straightforward, simple way to go. And I think what's great about A24 is they're not afraid to take risks, and they really back the filmmakers, and they back the sort of vision of that. And I think when they heard what the movie was, and they heard, when I explained to them the way I saw the movie, they were just like, "Yeah, let's go." And so that's what you look for in a studio, and they've been amazing partners.
What convinced you about Mia Goth that she would be the right person for you to be able to do this double casting and now go on to have made Pearl as well?
Well, she was the first person I met, and it was a combination of her. She really got the material. She got the script. We also got along very well. I thought she was very talented. And then when I told her about, well, ideally, I would want whoever plays Maxine to also play Pearl. She just had this great reaction where we were on Zoom, and I was sitting right here, and she sort of paused, and she was just like, I could kill that. And I just believed her, and I believed it so much. And I just was like, yeah, she's it just clicked. And yeah, once we went on the ride, we just kept it going. So, yeah.
Obviously, we knew she could play the younger version. What was your reaction to seeing her on set, with the prosthetics on and taking on that older woman?
It was very surreal. I mean, it was as strange of an experience as you think it would be. I mean, she was unrecognizable, and it's not as if she stayed 100% in character all the time, but kind of, because, it was 6.5 hours of her getting in makeup before a 10-hour workday. So, I mean, it takes a lot out of you. And so she really wasn't that much different than dealing with an older individual who was tired from being there. So it was a very strange experience for sure. I think we kept the cast who weren't in scenes with her. We didn't let them see her until they were in a scene with her.
Oh, nice.
We didn't want to make it like it was so wild. We didn't want everyone being like, "Whoa," and taking the energy out of the movie.
That's incredibly smart. One final question: the aesthetics of it. Obviously, you wanted to go for that. It's set in 1979. You wanted to shoot it in 60 millimeter, according to what I read. What was the challenges in making it look like the way you wanted to physically?
Well, a lot of it is just like camera movement and lighting and things like that. And then some of it was just, in post-production, in the color correct and doing certain things, just trying to get away from modern technology is really mostly what you're trying to do, is because the kind of lights they use and the kind of equipment they use now is very different than they used back then. And it all adds up to a very different quality image. And so it was just trying to get back to using more, less commonly used light fixtures and things like that. And moving the camera in a way that's indicative of the time, so that you really felt like the era was believable.
Ty, congratulations on a great film. I am very much looking forward to Pearl, and hope to talk to you again about it.
Cool, man. I hope you like it. Not too long now. It'll be coming soon.
Awesome. Can't wait. Nice to virtually meet you, and have a pleasant weekend.
Likewise. Thanks, man.
Take care.